English 1A, Reading and Composition. Composing and revising, writing paragraphs. Paragraphs are clusters of information supporting an essay's main point. They should be clearly focused, well-developed, organized, coherent, and not too long or too short for easy reading. Focusing on a main point. A paragraph should be unified with the main point. Every sentence should be related to the main point, and the main point should be clear to readers. State the main point of the paragraph in a topic sentence that tells the reader what to expect as they read on. Topic sentences are often necessary for advancing or clarifying the lines of an argument or reporting research. Sticking to the point. Sentences that do not support the topic sentence destroy the unity of a paragraph. Make sure the paragraph is focused and move or delete unnecessary sentences. Developing the main point. A series of brief paragraphs suggests inadequate development unless they are used as transitions or to emphasize a point. Choose a suitable pattern of organization. Although paragraphs may be patterned in any number of ways, certain patterns of organization occur frequently, either alone or in combination. Patterns of organization, examples and illustration, narration, description, process, comparison and contrast, analogy, cause and effect, classification and division, and definition. Examples and illustration. Providing examples is appropriate whenever the reader might be tempted to ask for example. Illustrations are extended examples frequently presented in story form. Narration. A paragraph of narration tells a story or part of a story. Description. A descriptive paragraph sketches a portrait of a person, place, or thing by using concrete and specific details that appeal to one or more of the senses. Process. A process paragraph is structured in a chronological order to describe how something is made or done, or to explain to readers step by step how to do something. Comparison and contrast. To compare two subjects is to draw attention to their similarities. To contrast is to focus only on differences. Patterns. In subject by subject, the subjects are presented one at a time. In point by point, paragraphs are presented one aspect at a time. Analogies. Analogies draw comparisons between items that appear to have little in common. Cause and effect. A paragraph may move from a cause to effect or from effect to its causes. Classification and division. Classification is grouping items into categories according to some consistent principle. Division takes one item and divides it into parts. Definition. A definition puts a word or concept into a general class and then provides enough detail to distinguish it from other members in the same class. Make paragraphs coherent. When sentences and paragraphs flow from one to another without discernible bumps, gaps, or shifts, they are said to be coherent. Linking ideas clearly. Readers expect to learn a paragraph's main point in a topic sentence early in the paragraph. They expect to encounter specific details, facts, or examples that support the topic sentence directly or indirectly. Repeating keywords. Repetition of keywords is an important technique for gaining coherence. Use variations of keywords, pronoun referencing, and synonyms to keep the writing interesting. Using parallel structures. Parallel structures are used within sentences to underscore the similarities of ideas or to bind together a series of sentences expressing similar information. Maintaining consistency. Coherence suffers whenever a draft shifts confusingly from one point of view to another or from one verb tense to another. Providing transitions. Transitions are bridges between what has been read and what is about to be read. They help readers move from sentence to sentence and alert readers to move global connections of ideas. If necessary, adjust paragraph lengths. Paragraphs that range between 100 and 200 words are usually comfortable to read. Shorter paragraphs require too much starting and stopping. Longer paragraphs usually appear in scholarly writings for complex ideas. The first and last paragraphs are the introduction and the conclusion, which are shorter than the body paragraphs. If an idea runs over a reasonable length, divide the paragraph. Reasons for combining paragraphs: to clarify the essay's organization, to connect closely related ideas, to bind together text that looks too choppy. Reasons for beginning a new paragraph: to mark off the introduction and the conclusion, to signal a shift to a new idea, a shift in time or place, or a shift of speakers, to emphasize a point, to highlight a contrast, to provide readers with a needed pause, to break up text that looks too dense. Designing documents. Formatting can affect how the reader responds to your document. All of your design choices should be made with your writing situation in mind. Visuals can support your writing if they are used appropriately. Determine layout and format to suit your purpose and audience. Layout. Instructors and employers have certain expectations for how documents should look. It is best to choose a document layout that conforms to your reader's expectations. Margins and line spacing. Leave a margin of 1 inch on all sides for most college and business documents. Most documents are double spaced since single space is less inviting to read. Most business documents are single spaced and double spaced between paragraphs to save paper and to promote quick scanning. Fonts. Select a font size that is easy to read, usually 10 or 12 points. Arial, Courier, Georgia, New Times Roman, and Veranda are appropriate for college and workshop documents. Font styles. Applying too many different styles within a document can result in a busy looking page and can confuse readers. Use headings when appropriate. In short essay, there is little need for headings since paragraphing is done with topic sentences to guide the reader. Longer documents, research papers, business report, and websites use headings for visual cues for readers. Headings cannot substitute for transitions between paragraphs. Phrasing headings. Headings must be as brief and as informative as possible. The most common headings are ing phrases, noun phrases, questions, and imperative sentences. Placing and formatting headings. Be consistent in styles. In a report or a brochure, important headings can be highlighted by using white space above or below them. Less important headings can be downplayed by using less white space or running them into the text. Use lists to guide readers. Lists are easy to read or scan when they are displayed item by item rather than run into your text. You might choose to display the following kinds of lists: steps in a process, advice or recommendations, items to be discussed, criteria for evaluation, parts of an object. Lists are usually introduced with an independent clause followed by a colon. Periods are not used after items in a list unless the items are complete sentences. Lists should be parallel, grammatically formed, and too many clutter a document. Add visuals to support your purpose. Visuals can convey information concisely and powerfully. Images often express an idea more vividly than words can. You can create your source when using visuals. Make sure you credit your source when using visuals. Choosing appropriate visuals. Use visuals to supplement your writing and avoid overloading your text with too many images. Placing and labeling visuals. A visual may be placed in the text of a document near a discussion to which it relates, or it can be put in an appendix, label, and reference to in the text. Visuals are commonly labeled with the word figure or the abbreviation FIG. Numbers usually follow. Academic formatting. Most English and other humanities classes require MLA formatting. Social science, education, and business classes use APA formatting. In history, you may use CMS formats. Business formatting. Business letters. Be direct, clear, and courteous when writing a business letter. State your purpose at the beginning of the letter and include only relevant information in the body. Resumes and cover letters. An effective resume gives relevant information in a clear, concise form. The cover letter gives an employer a reason to look at your resume. Present yourself in a favorable light. Traditional resumes. Traditional resumes are produced on paper and they are screened by people, not computers. Make your resume as reader-friendly as possible. Guidelines. Limit resumes to 1 or 2 pages at the most. Organize your information in clear categories like education, experience, and so on. Present the information in each category in reverse chronological order to highlight your most recent accomplishments. Use bullet lists or clear visual device to organize information. Use strong active verbs to emphasize your accomplishments. Scannable resumes can be submitted on paper, by email, or through an online employment service. Guidelines for scannable resumes include a keyword section that lists words likely to be searched by a scanner. Use standard resume headings, education, experience, references. Avoid special characters, graphics, font styles, and formatting such as tabs, index, columns, or tables. Web resume. Posting your resume on a website is an easy way to provide recent information about your goals and accomplishments. Provide the date that you last updated your resume. Memos. Memos are brief and to the point. The date, the name of the recipient, and the name of the sender and the subject are on separate lines at the top of the page. The subject line describes the topic as clearly and concisely as possible, and the introductory paragraph gets right to the point. Strategies for writing responsible emails. Remember that your message can easily be forwarded to others and reproduced. Do not write anything that you would not want attributed to you, and do not forward another person's email without asking his or her consent. Pay careful attention to tone and avoid writing anything that you wouldn't be comfortable saying directly to the reader. Writing with technology. Use software tools wisely. Grammar checkers, spell checkers, and auto formatting are software tools designed to help you avoid errors and save time. These tools can alert you to possible errors in words, sentence structure, or formatting, but they're not always right. Check the suggested change to see if you want to make it. Manage your files. You may be asked to complete assignment in stages. Be sure to give your files distinct names that reflect the appropriate stage of your writing process and store them in a logical place. Write online or in a word processing program to make writing and revising easier. Create folders and subfolders for each assignment. Save notes, outlines, and drafts together. Label revised drafts with different file names and date. Print hard copies, make backup copies, and press the save button early and often, every 5 to 10 minutes. Record complete information about sources, including images. Use a comment function for notes to yourself or to respond to the drafts of peers. This concludes composing and revising writing paragraphs. See you next time.